Okay, hello and welcome to a quick little analysis video. So first things first, this series is, I believe, a 6 map series. So it's quite a long series, and as you can see, it's a 2.5 hour video. I do not have time to do 2.5 hours of footage. So what we're going to do is have a look at the first 2 maps. I kind of get into the flow, maybe mainly because Overwatch League is coming up. And with Overwatch League coming up, I don't really want to burn out with doing loads of analysis videos. Believe me, there's loads of stuff going on. You need to check it out if you're interested in Overwatch. There's Contenders Europe, Contenders North America, Contenders Australia, if that's your thing. You even got Contenders China and Korea. Everything's kicking off just to get you a bit excited and a bit of a boost for the Overwatch League, which is going to be starting on April 16th, which at the time of recording is like 10 days away. So it's pretty soon. A bit of hype. And ultimately, as you know, with Overwatch League, all of the players have to come from somewhere, all of our talent, and this is where you look at it in contenders. This is where it all comes from. This is known as the Tier 2 levels, whereas the Overwatch League is the Tier 1 level, the highest tier you can get in terms of pro play. And below that, you have Tier 3, which usually constitutes of troll teams. And below that, Tier 3/4 would be would be a university slash college level teams, that kind of thing. Anyway, let's get on with the video because I said I want to get on with this. So I'm going to put this because it's really up to date. I'm going to do another one which is just a game from Contenders Korea, and then I'm going to put a final video which is actually going to be a little bit of a nostalgia flashback to Philadelphia versus Washington Justice back in the playoffs, and how Philly overcame the juggernaut that Justice had become during the playoffs. How they were the team to break them and get to the grand finals. And then we all know what happened there to Philadelphia, don't we? But anyway, let's focus on this. So, let's get on with it. So first of all, the other thing as well, I'm really sorry if I'm a bit shit with the whole pen. I've got to get used to how drawing and all of this works, but we'll get with it. So yeah. So basically Contenders Europe, that's where we are. So just a little update of things going on in Contenders Europe. So what we have, we've had a bunch of players from Paris Eternal that were dropped, as you know, because they ran out of money, the franchise, so they dropped a whole bunch of players, and they brought a budget EU roster, which isn't really budget. They picked up some very good players on there, and unfortunately a lot of their French players were dropped. So we had this team called Young and Beautiful, which is effectively the leftovers of Overwatch League Europe that have kind of come over here to Contenders to try and show that they're good enough. Um, as you can see, where I'm moving my mouse, this is the lower bracket finals, and there is no Young and Beautiful here. So, yep, surprise, surprise, Young and Beautiful didn't make the cut, which is disappointing for them because they've done the opposite of what they intended to do, which is prove that they are definitely not worthy for AO if they cannot get to this, can't even get to the finals. Um, but they've got a monthly tournament, so we'll see what they can do. Shoes Money Crew. All I'm going to say about that is it's pretty much Danid and friends, and ex Oblivione. We'll get into them in a minute. So here's the other big shake-up: British Hurricane, obviously the academy team to London Spitfire. British Hurricane, they won I think 7 tournaments in a row, and they started winning from late 2019 all the way to the end of 2020. So in other words, they won for 14 months in a row. So 7 tournament wins in a row, first place finishes, 14 months of winning in a row, and about $80,000 accumulated in cash. It's safe to say British Hurricanes set a legacy last year in EU as being not only one of the best contenders, well, not even fucking one of, well, they were the best contenders EU team, but probably one of the best track records in Overwatch competitive history. Now, with that being said, as we know, this is European talent. That doesn't mean they're going to probably hold a candle to the Koreans that are in the Overwatch League, but basically all the British Hurricane, rightfully so as well, got upgraded up to the Overwatch League. They deserve that. Um, so that means that the British Hurricane you're about to see for this grand finals is not the same British Hurricane that we're used to. Same legacy, different roster, different coaches. So coming into this, I think everyone had a little bit lower expectations. This is a new roster. At the end of the day, they could be complete shit for all we know. Not the same roster as the last set of gods. So you're going to see no Hadi, no Morphig. You're going to see no Ripper, no Kelix, no Spot. Well, no. We'll get to that. No Sparker, and no Danid. Now, whilst that's all true, there are some exceptions, and it's for the DPS players for Sparker and Danid. Sparker's birthday to be 18 years old is in the month, which means he's actually not eligible for the Overwatch League just yet. So he's got to sit on the bench for a month before he can get to the Overwatch League, which means that you will be seeing him play here for his final little run, probably on the British Hurricane. Danid didn't get picked up to the Overwatch League, sadly. He was the only one from British Hurricane that didn't make the cut. So he went, as I said, to Shoes Money Crew, and honestly, they were doing really well. And then all of a sudden, Oblivione came out swinging left and right. And the consensus pretty much is we'll explain why and what happened there in a minute. And I think I pretty much covered a lot of the background behind this. And look, for British Hurricane to get to the grand finals with this brand new roster, that's pretty incredible. I didn't have much expectations. I thought there's no way these guys are going to be as good as the last set. I mean, yeah. So let's get into this. Let me just take a drink. Hydrate yourself. Not with a shower, with water. And I think what we're going to do is just quickly cover the rosters we're looking at. Okay. I've tried to bring the volume down just as much as I can. So, here's the bracket. As you can see, British Hurricane 2-0, 3-0, tight game against Danid and friends, and then they're in the grand finals. Now let's look at Oblivione. Oblivione, they lose 2-0 in the very first game. They drop to the losers bracket, and if you don't know what that means, in a double elimination format, we have the winners bracket. I'm going to show you with my mouse, and then the lower bracket. And the beauty of the system is that if you lose in the upper bracket, it doesn't matter, you just drop down to the lower bracket. However, this is your final chance. If you fucking lose in the lower bracket, you're out. So the point is that look at this. They get destroyed at Oblivione 0-2 by Daned and friends. Then they go 3-0 against Raspberry Racers, 3-1 against New Kings, 3-1 against the ex-OWL team, Young and Beautiful, and then they go and clap back what they lost originally and do a 3-1 against Shoes Money Crew. This ex-Oblivione squad, they did the Cinderella story run that every team wants, and I've got to be honest, coming into this as a BH fan, I was like, this is scary. This ex-Oblivione squad. I mean, what's happened here? Especially if you look at the correlation of evidence here. British Hurricane Shoes Money Crew 3-2 tight game. Not so tight here. So you would assume that means that this should be an easy run for ex-Oblivione. And if you don't know the format, the way it works is that you, as you saw previously, we literally just played the lower bracket. So ex-Oblivione are coming into the grand finals warmed up. British Hurricane hadn't played at all on that day, so kind of scary going to this. I'm going to show you the rosters now. So, what is the new Hurricane squad? The new guys that have got to live up to this legacy, which, I mean, I would hate to be a player living up to a legacy of 14 months without losing and 7 wins in a row, tournament wins in a row. But we have Helv, Vistola, Yickwids, Sparker, Admiral, otherwise known as Admiral Raptor, and Skyripper. Now, who are all these people? Yickwids and Vistola both came from Young and Beautiful, last season's roster. Helv came from Oblivione, which was the Helv and Admiral came. I don't know if Vistola did come. I'm not sure. I think actually looking at it, Yickwids and Skyripper came from Young and Beautiful. Vistola came from somewhere else. Someone can remind me where he came from. I don't think he came from Young and Beautiful, but Yickwids and Skyripper came from Young and Beautiful. Helv and Admiral came from Obey Alliance. Obey Alliance were the only EU team last year to remotely touch the British Hurricane. So I think it's deserved that they've managed to make their way now to British Hurricane. They were good. And I mean, I can't really give you any analysis on what the players are like, if you want me to tell you that, because it's very early days, first tournament of the year. All I can tell you is Skyripper is a very conserved player. I don't see him as a very aggressive player. He just does what he needs to do. He's actually a very defensive player, and in that sense, he's very different to Ripper from last year. Admiral's an incredibly aggressive player. We know this from Obey Alliance last year. He's no different on this year. He's just even more of a Chad. Vistola is actually a really good player. He's everywhere all at once. He's always trying to appeal for his teammates. He's always trying to look to make the sensitive plays, not the big plays, which is a really good thing you need for team cohesion. So I'm impressed with Vistola. I am impressed. I just need to see a bit more from him. See what we got. Helv, he hits some, he misses some. Sometimes he feeds his fucking brains off. Other times he'll hit a big shatter and knock the whole team. You don't know what you get with Helv. He is the true emphasis of a main tank alpha player. He hits some, he loses some. It is what it is. He's definitely not as good as Haddy. I would say that now. From last year, but I mean, we'll see. He's got to grow into this team. Yiquids, I think he was good this game. His Maywalls were fantastic. I was really not keen on him as the tournament went on, but in the grand finals he showed some things to me that was impressive. He's definitely been coached in a good direction. Um, and Sparker, I don't need to say fucking shit about Sparker, do I? I mean, Sparker, he comes from the last year's roster, that legacy. He's smurfing in contenders. Get this boy to Overwatch League for crying out loud. This Swedish god gamer. Come on, bruv. Like, he clowned in this game. Honestly, if anything reminded you that he wasn't being carried by last year's roster, nah, he deserves to be up there in the Overwatch League. In fact, when he gets to Overwatch League, ooh, it's going to be scary. Now, let's have a look at Oblivione. Oblivione, I've got White Noise. Very, very good main tank. Especially his Rhine. Very solid. And his ball is pretty good. Dollar and Slay I don't know too much about. I just know that Slay is, as is in his name, he slays. He's a bloody aggressive flex support player. He likes to frag and get kills. Maybe not what you're looking for, but he's got his inner violet in him. Backbone, he's a pretty consistent flex player, and he plays a lot of hit scan as well. He is what he is. I wouldn't say there's much of a power difference between Backbone and Yiquids though. So, and Fuki's been around for bloody ages, and Fuki is a very, very, very good hit scan when he's up it. When he's feeling it, Fuki's hitting those shots. And Smex, you should all know from Smex, the boys, my boy, my bruv, my lad, he's been around for bloody years. He played on Team UK in the World Cup for like 2 years now. Um, yeah, well, I love Smex. Smex, he's been an Overwatch League player before as well, but obviously he's dropped out because Paris are shit. And yeah, I mean, Smex, he was a bloody good off tank this game. And if anything, the fact that Vastola held up to him just reinforces why I'm so impressed with him. So, just gonna get on. So the first map was Ilios, control map. First to 2 points wins. Have a little look at the logos, give him a kiss. Um, another drink. Alright. Meta. What is the meta? Pen, do you work? I don't know whether it works. I'm assuming the pen works. Let's have a look at the tanks. Tanks. So we have Ryan, D.Va. Supports. Lucio Baptiste. And DPS. Kree, McCree and May. We'll explain why, for some reason, there's a Doomfist that exists here. Now, what is going on here? Why is this meta? Why is it played so much in EU compared to the other regions? Well, it's played in NA at the moment, but compared to Korea. Pretty much, the way this comp works is you have Ryan, your Ryan holds shield to give your DPS and your Baptiste space. Ryan holds shield. D.Va's there with her defense matrix to peel. If you know what peel means, that basically means provide covering fire almost for your Reinhardt. So when the Reinhardt's shield eventually breaks, D.Va can peel. D.Va provides some other utility that I'll get to in a second, such as also providing a kind of a second shield for your team, covering your support so they don't die. Remember, your supports are healing you. You want to keep, if you have a healer advantage, so let's say you kill one of their supports, you're now one up on supports, which means that you by default have more healing. You will win the fight eventually, so long as you don't have any mistakes. And mostly because the idea of this comp is to run and smack things with the Reinhardt hammer. It's pretty much what Brawl has always been. Brawl to fight. There's no pussyfooting involved here. So after all, we know what the tank's role is, but how does it actually execute? And that's where the DPS come into play. Pretty much you have Mei. What is May's job, you're asking? What May's job has always been, which is to put down her May walls, which are big, ice blocks and separate the other Reinhardt. And if you can separate the other Reinhardt, then you can kill their Reinhardt, and then you can win. There's lots of other intricacies involved, which I'm not going to just explain in this because you'll see as the game goes on. But the Mei Wall is an awesome utility that siphons off players. It means that you can siphon off their support so that you can do more damage to their tank line. There's so many different cool things you can do with the Mei Wall. And her ultimate, which is the Mei Freeze, which freezes people in a geometric area. The point of the Mei freeze is literally to freeze up players, which means you can pick them off once they're frozen, or pick one player off, and again they lose one, you now have the advantage because you're mirroring, you're both playing the same composition, so therefore, yeah, pretty much any differences where they lose one, you lose one, that does make a difference. And D.Va is played because, of course, D.Va's defense matrix, which I said earlier, is to peel. D.Va's defense matrix also eats ultimates, particular ultimates, and in this case, the ultimate she can eat turns out to be the Mei ultimate, the freeze ultimate, which I just told you about, which is why D.Va's played. She can prevent that whole concept from happening, and she can peel for the Deadeye, which is what McCree uses as an ultimate. You see, there's a lot of things that D.Va can do here. She's not necessarily the one doing the damage, she's the one providing the peel and protecting her teammates. The Lucio is there to speed boost your Reinhardt in so that he can get to the enemy, otherwise he's just a sitting duck. He is also there to provide the Lucio beat. If you don't know what that does, it gives everyone on the team, I think, something like 500 health, or up to 1,000 health. Basically just gives everyone a shit ton of health and shields, which decays very quickly, basically, so that you go... So it's like a temporary big health boost so you can survive something. So, in other words... I'll get to that in a minute. And then you have Baptiste, which provides a window, has his ultimate, which gives you double damage, which is obviously very useful because it means that you can break the other Reinhardt's shield instantly. If you break the other Reinhardt's shield instantly, your Reinhardt can lay down a big ass shatter and knock them all to their feet. So you just get more damage into that fight. It also just prevents fights. It gives you space for your team. And then we've got the final thing, which is the interesting one, which is this, the Kree. So a lot of people are going to be watching this and say to me, well, we saw this in Overwatch League all the way back last year at the start in February 2020. God, those are good times, eh? Before COVID and lockdowns. Why have we got McCree? Back then we had Reaper. Reaper's good because Reaper does lots of damage to tanks and shields. So why can't Reaper just go in and bang, bang, bang with his shotguns? Well, the thing is that there's two reasons involved, and I'm going to highlight them. Reason no. Fuck's sake. No. Right. Reason number one. This. Things have changed since February 2020. At that time, McCree hadn't had his damage buff yet, so McCree just has more utility basically than Reaper at the moment. And ultimately, the thing that Reaper can't do very well against this comp is deal with the Baptiste Immortality Field. What is the Baptiste Immortality Field? The Baptiste Immortality Field is an ability that Baptiste can use, which anyone in a circled area will survive any damage. They are immortal from damage for the next, I think it's like 5 to 10 seconds. Again, I'm sorry, I don't know all my times off by heart. As an analyst, I should know this. Kill me. I'm pretty sure actually it is about it's something between the 5 or 10 seconds. It's either 5 or 10. I think it's 5. And basically, no, it might be 10, you know. And basically, the way it works, it has a drone. And if you can see the drone as a player, then you're protected by the field. So in other words, if there's a wall here, I'm just going to show you. Imagine this blue thing is a wall. If you're standing here on the other side of the wall and you can't see the drone at the top, then you're actually not in the immortality field and you'll die. You have to be on this side where you can see the drone. You see? So this person's protected, this person isn't. Anyway, the point is that for Reaper to be effective and do lots of damage up close, this immortality field really fucks him over because he can't do much damage, and unfortunately he can't kill anyone. He goes in there, he doesn't get any bubbles because there's no Zarya here, he dies, he's dead, he's gone. What the McCrees can do is they can do a lot of damage from afar, they can do more constant damage, they have things like the Deadeye which will just break shields, a much better ultimate than Reaper's Death Blossom, which does shit all, really. and it's just more again, you have more utility. Because the other thing is what you're about to see in this game is some naughty people are trying to play Doomfist. Why are they trying to play Doomfist, you wonder? Because Doomfist has a lot of abilities in his kit where he can get in and get out and kill people very quickly. What counters Doomfist? Kree! Because Kree has a stun and a flashbang, so when our big old Doom Boy jumps in, he gets stunned, he gets killed. Um, that is why Kree is played at the moment, and that is why Shoes Money Crew, aka Dan and Friends, are not here in the grand finals. That's what Oblivione did perfectly. Um, and just the final end on the meta, because this is 20 minutes, right? On my video, final on the meta. There's so many intricacies here where Maywall can block Creo, Maywall can block off the Rhine, Maywall can block off Diva Bomb, Maywall can block off Lucio Beat, Maywall can block off Baptiste Window. Let's change colours. Baptiste Window can break through Lucio Beat. Baptiste Window can break Rhine Barrier. Baptiste Window can force out Diva Peel. Baptiste Window can break Maywall. Baptiste Window can burn McCree. You can see where we're going with this. This is a very interesting meta. It's a lot like Goats-esque, where everything kind of plays off each other. Now let's shut the fuck up. Let's get on with the game. BH versus EXO. I'm not sure whether we want to have sound on, but we're just going to keep sound on, so fuck it. So I'm gonna just saying this now. I'm gonna let it run, and I'll pause things so you understand what's happened. Because I'm not gonna pause right now. I mean, they're just looking at each other. What British Hurricane, Oblivione, British Hurricane have sent some of their players onto the point. The point doesn't unlock for another 15 seconds, so at this point everyone's just kind of gonna dilly-dally. Now, as you can see, Backbone is playing round here. He's going to drop down. Probably I should use my pen. He's going to drop down through the window, and he's probably going to try and get a punch. He's probably going to hit the Diva or the Lucio. He'd love to get the Lucio and get a kill on the Lucio. He probably won't get a kill on the Lucio, so he'll probably just hit the Diva mech. We'll see what happens. How can I quick Control Shift 2, Control Shift 2. Got it. He missed. Or he cancelled the ult. I can't really. He cancelled the ability. It looks like he cancelled the ability. So this is the chaos and a problem with me not being able to have the Overwatch League viewer and just watching a YouTube video. It's hard for me to break down what the fuck's going on here, because all I can see right now is that Smex is just trying to. I mean, they're all there. Most of Oblivione are there. Slay is staying back here with the Baptiste to keep White Noise in check. They then jump onto Helv, pretty much. Helv gets outrhined and pinned. He's gone. So this is quite a funny situation here. So, as you can see, Helv is pretty dead. Unfortunately, the Baptiste Immortality Field came out a tad bit late from Skyripper, and also they've also thrown out their Baptiste Immortality Field to keep White Noise alive. Somehow, Admiral has knocked off Fuki from the map. He must have. I don't know how that's happened, but he just got Lucio booped off the map. And that does mean that they do not have a damage here to kind of contest this, because Backbone is relying on abilities, not consistent damage. And looking at the health of White Noise here, this is winnable for BH, especially if they just piss off the Baptiste here. Let's see what happens. Smex is demeched at the back there for no reason, so he unfortunately just dies. Admiral, again, I did tell you this game Admiral was going to be aggressive for Lucio. He's already killed Smex and he's already tried to. Did he actually knock him off or not? No, he didn't knock him off. That's annoying. He nearly got the knock off though. And as I said, they pretty much just. I think what happened there is Vistola provided Peel And basically, what Vistola did is he prevented Slay from actually healing up his Rhine. That's pretty much what I think what's happened there. Again, I can't see because I have no viewer. So far, so good. As you can see, they boost up the players using the Mei wall, as you saw, boost them up to get high ground advantage. And then they can drop back down here when they start taking too much damage. They just do this because maybe they can pick off someone up the top lane, try and get some early damage involved. They want to get these ultimates up. At the moment, as you can see across the board, Slay is definitely a little bit ahead of Skyripper in terms of ultimate percentage, but um, that's why I basically pretty much Buried Hurricane want to try and build that ult. Oh, I don't know about that yet. We haven't seen much. See that this is an example. Unfortunately, I have no idea what. Just so this is a classic example why you play high ground. So you're probably thinking, why are they up high ground? Let's just pause it. Okay, so I can't really pause it properly, but here's Baptiste Immortality window. As I said earlier, Baptiste Immortality window, Baptiste window means that you do double damage. Yes. British Hurricane do not want to stand in front of that double damage, otherwise they're going to get destroyed. So what do you think the problem would have been if they were down on point, down there? They were down on point. Well, then that means that they can shoot through. If British Hurricane played here, they get shot through. If they played there, they have to retreat into the halls. The beauty of this position up here is that this immortality window can't do shit. This window. They just hide around here at top ground. Oblivione, you can't just charge into the point down here because then they'll get siphoned off by the Mei wall because I know the Mei's up there and the Mei can just siphon off with her wall half the team. British Hurricane go around the corner, collapse, kill their backline. So unfortunately they have to play around in small hut and this window is negated effectively by them playing the top ground. Fuki, he's gonna try and fan the hammer, kill the Mei, do something heroic. I don't know what his plan was, to be blunt here. I think he might have thought the British Hurricane had dropped down, but they didn't. I mean, he just feeds. He's dead. Now they've dropped down to point. Smex feeds. I mean, he tries to just contest Vistola, so Vistola can't peel for his team. Again, I can't see anything that just happened in that fight, but presumably they just lost it because I didn't have the damage. Sparker probably would have been able to flashbang stun stuff. And again, they may well boost them up. Back to the top. This time, because of all that flapping around, Health has ult. I mean, look, most of London have ults at this point, apart from Skyripper. Skyripper used Window because he did have ult, so he must have used Window somewhere last fight. Should try and see where that happened. No. Here, he used ult here. Ah, that's how they won this. That's how they won this fight so convincingly. Skyripper put down his window, which would have mean they did double damage, and they would have just destroyed them once Oblivione got onto point. That's why all these flurry of kills start coming in. Let's see if I'm correct. Yeah, look. As you can see, the Baptiste marker there, that's the assist, along with Admiral Raptor. So in other words, they broke White Noise's shield. Smex has just got owned by Vistola, so there was no peel, and therefore they just fall over one by one. Alright, so we're at 50, we're at 40%. Up they go. Yoink. What's the port of call here for Oblivione? I wonder if they should go in using Deadeye just to get a bit of space and wait for Dollar to have ult. I mean, okay. Fuck me. You see, this is where you know this is not Overwatch League. Fucking hell. Okay, I kind of love Health. Only Health can use his Ryan ult, get a shit ton of airtime, and then do it once he lands. White Noise is literally looking at this, thinking, bruv, what the fuck are you doing? I'm holding my shield. Should we watch this in slow mo? The tragedy of this. I just want you to see. I mean, it works because, by the way, it means that White Noise is unable to deal with the other attacks that happen. But I just want you to see how stupid this looks. Just watch health. And he hits no one. Oh dear. Look, Helv's having fun. He's a fucking chad of a main tank, isn't he? Smex gets demeched because he can't bloody hold his Diva Matrix for the next 10 years, unfortunately. White Noise gets wall. Okay, so this is another classic example of what I mean by the walls. Right. So can you see that? I know it's hard for you to see. Can you see this pillar here? This green pillar, which I'm trying to show. Which do a bit better there. That green pillar. Well, that's a May wall, which would be, roughly like that. Um, that wall means that White Noise can't go backwards to the rest of his team. The only thing White Noise can do is pin. Helv is a Chad, so he pins at the same time. White Noise gets put on the floor, and then that means White Noise dies. You can see two of them both pin each other simultaneously. White Noise is one dead boy. Again, they've lost their Diva mech, so they're having to peel. They can't do shit. They won't even invest beat because there's no point in wasting it this fight. So they'll lose this fight. There's no point in really going over anything. Good. And they go back up onto their high ground position again. And what was amazing about that fight, guess what they used, guys? Deadeye, Rhino, 2 ults. The ult economy is being kept strong for British Hurricane. They're making sure they've got ultimates and tools ready for the next fight. What Oblivione do have now is Shatter, they have Beat, and they have Deadeye. I still think this is not very winnable because they have Mail, but Smex can eat this Mail up. Remember, I said that's a doable thing. They drop down because Fuki uses Deadeye, so Deadeye is giving them a bit of space. Nice. Backbone got stunned and nearly died. Well, White Noise came in like a Chad, tried to hit a Fatty Shatty, hit fuck all. Now they use Beat because they've literally got nothing left, and the point percentage is 93% to British Hurricane. It's all going very wrong. British Hurricane respond by using Beat. Both teams have used Beat, so they've both cancelled each other out. White Noise used his ult, which did fuck all, as we just said. Scarpa nearly has his window up so much quicker than Slay, by the way. That's nuts. He nearly has his ultimate up, which means that they're going to do double damage in literally the next 2-3 seconds. Sparker's going to start shooting shit. Yiquid's going to freeze them up on the point, and they're going to have bomb. This is GG. And they wall him off as well, by the way, so that now White Noise is walled off. He can't even get any heals from his team. Bye bye. And 100 to 8%. So that's a very dominant showing from Hurricane at the start there. That's good. That's a good map. A good first point. Well, yeah, I got outplayed pretty strongly there. You have to remember the British Hurricane have coaches as well, which is something that Oblivione don't have. Their management system won't be as good. British Hurricane have the advantage that they are the academy team of an Overwatch League team, so they will have that financial structure in place to be able to have coaches and systems. Oblivione ultimately are not. They're just a fun little contenders team that I could make. I would be able to make. Same thing. Let's get on with it. Nothing's changed. They're still using the Doom. I don't know why they're using Doom because it doesn't really work because the McCree's going to keep flashing him. But keep going. Just trading blows at the moment. Unfortunately, Sparker got caught out there. Maybe Sparker, maybe Scarpa wasn't even aware that he was at low health. White Noise and Specs have taken a beating, and Slay just used his immortality field. So technically, these two can die. There is nothing to save them here. But saying that, so is the rest of British Hurricane. We'll see how this goes. So Smex will die for that push, but it's 1 for 1. Unfortunately, Backbone gets Vistola. Yeah, unfortunately, there's a little bit of miscommunication going on there. I think. See, Hell shouldn't really be going for that. Personally, this is a little thing that I said note in this game. I do think that sometimes a little bit the synergy is a little bit off with the British Hurricane squad, which is fine because they're new. But honestly, Health doesn't need to be going for that kill. You have 3 other players around you competent enough to kill a diva that's on low health. Him dropping shield probably actually meant that Doom was able to get that kill. Really, Oblivione should just get this point because they have no peel or no damage from British Hurricane. Okay, Backbone was cutting it fine there. Okay, Oblivione get first point presence and they get point control. So now we just have to see how this plays out. Smex gets his mech back. Wall isn't doing much, unfortunately, is it? So that's not the best wall, but that's fine. Fuki's playing on the flank. If Fuki got caught out here by Sparker. Fucking Doom. Alright, so basically, here, get walled off, bloody blah. Again, both Rhines, as you can see, charge each other, knock each other to the floor. Skyripper's a clever boy. Skyripper puts down, well, I mean, there's 2 things. Both Baptistes are clever boys. Other Baptiste just puts down his drone, his immortality field to keep his Brian alive. Skyripper says, no you, and puts down his window, so they do double damage, and then White Noise gets absolutely burnt to a crisp. And then, even though British Hurricane just won this fight, right, look at, fuck me, he got eviscerated. He literally got eviscerated. He was standing there and then died in the next, like, 0.25 seconds. That's nuts. Anyway, that's what happens when, alright, look at this. Look at Doom. This is the balance of Doom. Doom stands round corner, charges up fist, peeks round corner. Look what Yickwids is. This is Yickwids, by the way, guys. This is the wall. Watch Yickwids go, whee, splat. Ready? Should we do it in slow motion so you can, see this. Basically, British Hurricane have won this, but all that's going to change is his Backbone fucking getting a mystery punch because he's playing a balanced hero cap. Watch. Let's watch it happen. Watch him down there. Whee! And there the May is against the wall. Backbone punched her from there. Jesus Christ. He punched her from there to there. And unfortunately, they've now lost their May, but that's fine. This could still be winnable. They've got, you know, a bit. Smex. I should just not bother. They've got to get kills quicker than that. Lucio's low. Oh my god, Dollar just went for a solo beat. Okay, well, it keeps him alive, and Fuki, wherever Fuki is, they believe they can win this fight, evidently. Otherwise, they've just fucking thrown. God, look at Sparker's health, bro. At 70, yeah, he's all over the place. They're trying to keep him alive. Sparker's not hitting his shots, but it's fine. Yeah, the Ryan not being there, they just have no shields, they have no Diva peel. That beat, why would you use beat? Just save the beat for the next fight. These teams. Well, unfortunately, that beat from Dollar didn't pay off. That was a complete throw, and they're going to have to. That could bite them in the arse later on in this particular map. The good news for Oblivione is they got 50% on the point, so they are up, and now British Hurricane have to catch up. Admiral's a bit slow on beat, but that's because London haven't even been able to fight too much. London have a lot of ults coming up, as do actually this is even across the board in terms of ults. See, that's a mistake. So, again, good fight. Look at that. Wall comes up. Wall keeps White Noise in. Wall keeps Backbone out. Perfect fight. Fuki uses Deadeye on the side. Vistola, unfortunately, for Vistola, he's playing on this side of the statue. and that means that he has to fly to get here to use defense matrix to cover his teammates. So these are the people that get killed. This one, this one. And the reason why that's bad, by the way, guys, is that that means that London lose both of their support players, and that means, I mean, that's just GG at that point. You've lost your heals completely, and already, I mean, yeah. So what was the mistake here? I don't know. Vastola probably should have, Vastola probably should have played on this side of the wall, and then he would have been able to peel for these guys quicker. Um, but how could he have known where Fuki was? Honestly, probably he should have played here, in my opinion, because, I mean, yeah, that's just a simple mistake that happens in a split second. You can't really correct that. That's just experience coming into play here. And okay, and I didn't just see that as well. Sorry, there's the other thing. I didn't see what set that up is white noise hit shatter, which okay, fair enough. Actually, that changes a lot. How did he hit the shatter? Wall comes up. Oh no, Helv. Oh, Helv. He's jumping. Helv jumped back like this. And you can see, look at the air time here. Helv is still holding shield, but he's up in the air. Look at the space between them. This block, look at this box. That's air time. And because he's jumping, the shatter still registers and goes beneath. And what's happened is it it's ended up hitting both of these players. I think it's them that died, is it not? Who died? He definitely hit the shatter though. Yeah, that's tough. And it also hit so it hit oh fucking hell. So it hit Scarpa that was here, right? And then Fuki got knocked by him up here. Fuki got knocked by a dollar and booped him into the line of the. Alright. Unfortunately, consensus of what happened, what went wrong here, guys. Uh, should have been looking at where Fuki was, pretty much. Pretty much. Well, they lost this one. I mean, these are the kind of plays you have to make when you're playing at a pro level to win a fight. Sometimes in both teams, their defaults are so good, you have to do something outside the box. Especially if you feel like you're down, as in you're just not as good as them in terms of synergy and communication, which pretty they aren't really. Um, so the only way they can beat Hurricane is they've got to do something outside the box, like that. But London didn't use any ults there. Fucking spacebar does not work. Um, they use a lot of ults there. Look at this compared to British Hurricane. Hurricane were conserved. Let's see what he does with this. Yiquid's wastes his ult. See, this is where the Doom's not doing shit. Honestly, the Doom has done nothing this game so far. I'll be honest with you. Doom has done absolutely nothing. I mean, he just tried to protect Fuki. I mean, I won't even bother analysing it. I mean, there's no point. It's just unfortunately it's not really doing anything this Doom. And again, by the way, Mail kind of did stuff. Mail just pretty much kept most of Ex Oblivione in the centre. And then unfortunately that meant that both DPS just got picked off by Sparker because Sparker's nuts. Sparker's going to be in hell. Yeah. Keep watching. We'll keep seeing what happens. 90% is on the board for Oblivione, so they need to win one more fight to win this game. Win this map. Not win the game. That was a beautiful... there we go. The mystery punch from a million miles away does hit Yiquids. I'll turn the sound back up in a minute. Why is he so out of position here? Well, I guess he is. Alright. No peel, because unfortunately there's too much for Vestola to deal with there. I have to admit, I have no idea why all those things happened. Just to see that again. Why did they lose that so badly? I understand they lost their Mei. Okay, Smex uses bomb. Spark uses his Deadeye. They give Immortality Field to keep Helve alive. Everyone in London's pretty healthy at this point. Yitquiz gets caught out. Sorry, Sparker gets caught, I guess, and then they have no damage. And then Vistola kills White Noise with Help. Okay, I'm seeing the problem here. Yeah. Yeah, and then Smex just goes around back to kill the backline because they have no peel anymore. So the problem is here, so this is what I said about the Vistola and why I think he improved as the game went on, is there's a big ass mistake going on here, and it's the Diva being with the Rhine. And it's either Vistola's fault, because I've seen it twice within the last 5 minutes now, of Vistola being out of position, not providing the right Diva peel for the rest of his team, or it's Helve's playstyle, which is too aggressive. You know, Helve literally made the Chad move to come onto point. Vistola thought, shit, I need to peel from my main tank or he's going to die. The problem is, what Vistola didn't do is cover Sparker and Skyripper and Admiral in the backline. Or alternatively, what Sparker should have, Vistola should have done is peel for all of these players, but then Hell would have died. I don't know. I can't tell whether this is Hell's fault for playing so aggressive or whether it's Vistola's fault. But unfortunately, that was a mistake from him. They'll probably lose this point. Probably lose this map now, to be honest. Although they did cap the point, so it's 60% and going. They'll have one more fight. They have no ults. Yiquid's going to go onto the Doom just to get there quicker. Hell will go onto the ball as well. Alright. Good game. And two little mistakes from Hurricane that cost them. Final point of Ilios.
That's something that British Hurricane needs to avoid. That cannot, and I need to stress this, that...
I'm rooting for Hurricane. They are so good. I think they could win our next year. Cap. Yeah. I say as an... anyway, high aspirations. That's what I'm going to say for the British Hurricane fans. Even though I'm not that deluded. Alright, can they redeem themselves after that? I'm already liking, I'm just saying, sorry, I'm already liking what I just saw. Which is, look at this. Right, we have Vistola going one way, Health going the other way. We have a bit of peel going on, so that his fucking backline don't get rolled. So Vistola's doing the right thing here. Again, White Noise, bruv. He's just falling for this shit. I mean, as soon as he entered this room, it's predictable the Maywall was going to come up. There's one doorway in, one doorway out. Maywall comes in. I mean, he's just going to go, really, isn't he? And again, this is what I was on about. Look at this. Skyripper, your support player. Where is Smex? Whee! Where is Backbone? Whee! They are just horny as shit right now for the backline on British Hurricane. And fortunately this time, Vistola is here to give the peel. Please tell me he starts peeling the right players. Yes, he does. They actually turn round, they deal with the people attacking the backline, and they fall over. And again, oh my god! Wait, what? Sorry, it just hit me. Was Fuki on the bloody tracer the whole time? See, this is why they lost this, then. Because I was thinking, it's interesting that they had no, like, stuns or any... yeah, I don't agree with the tracer. The tracer's just not going to do enough damage. This tracer pick here from Fuki is not going to do enough damage. I mean, who are you even going to pick? Alright, well, they got this first point. This fight happens so quickly that they're going to get boosted up again. Here we go. Maywall up, upwards, onto high ground. Yeah, and the reason why the cast is saying this is that this aggression is really good because, excuse me, if you take the fight in a more forward place near their spawn, um, you, I know it sounds strange, but let me try and draw it for you so you get an idea. That spawn, that's one spawn, that's another spawn. This is point. If you have the fight here, well, you lose, they win, they take point. Yeah? If you take the fight here, so this is their spawn, you lose, they win, yeah? Well, think about it. By the time they get to the point, well, you've probably already just come back to the point yourself after respawning because you've just died, or you're nearly there. At least it's not the same as they just instantly cap the point. So taking the fight nearer to their spawn is actually quite a good one. You put more pressure on them as well, ultimately. Just about mentality. I mean, what the fuck is Admiral doing? He's up here. The rest of his team are here. He's trying to knock someone off the bridge here, and then they want to dive on the people that are stuck up here. Dive, rush, I guess. And then Admiral says nope. Why does he say no? Because he noticed Fuki's on the McCree. And if Fuki's on the McCree, he can get stunned. When they were on the Tracer, that was a viable option to do the boop off the bridge play. Again, as you can see, Doom goes in, gets fuck all. No, he gets... Okay. I mean, what can you do? Literally, he's just coming in. Yep, alright, he gets the entire team. Literally. He literally just got everything one by one like Pokemon. Unfortunately, you can't do anything with Doom. And then they're not gonna let... Okay, they do let Vistola die. Well, they're getting away with it for now. I can tell you after the 4-2 win for Hurricane, the Doomfist did not work out. I agree. I agree, Herix. It boils my blood as well. It's disgusting. Fucking pools. No, that's what the fuck's this? Okay, look. You wanna know why Doom's bad in this comp? Okay, look at this. Look at Backbone. Look at him. He's going for his big punch. He's gonna do his. He's gonna do his insta punch, right? Look at him. Look at him. Full health. I want you to watch this. Look at the sad set of events that's gonna have to happen. He's gonna get headshot, bringing his health down to fucking like 1. Right. There you go. Look, 1 hit, 2 hit. How's he? Look, he's still got his punch. He can still go for the insta-kill. And flashbang at his feet. And he's dead. That was the most tragic set of events we've ever seen from a Doomfist. I mean, that is why it's so shit. Okay, now, if they had May, they actually might have won this series. Oblivione. Oh shit, the chatter on the Kree, but he's gonna get immortality fielded. There's the immortality field that keeps Sparker alive. Smex is just shooting bloody Vistola's ass and doing nothing. Poor Smex. The only reason Smex is being this aggressive, because you're probably thinking, how come he's being so aggressive? Why is Vistola not being the same? Is because they don't have any Mei to block off anyone. The only way this happens is Smex literally has to be in there shooting shit. Because they have no point, they have no control otherwise. They literally get no control. Fuki kills Skyripper somehow. Oh, sorry, it kills Yiquid somehow. Specs dies. That's why it. And they don't kill him. That's so clever because they want to try and keep him out of mech for as long as possible. Oh, then again, they just lost Ryan. Now they need to get rid of that diva. Okay, now they can push. Both Kree's High Noon. Doom's doing Doom things and not doing fuck all. That's a nice wall. White Noise tries to pin Helve. Helve does this solo shatter onto White Noise because why not? Just got to prove you're an alpha male on the game, haven't you? I doubt they're gonna kill him. Although then again, if Helve pins him into the wall, maybe. Bye bye White Noise. Um, and he misses the pin. Oh my god, Helve's amazing. I don't know, dude. With no May, this is just so hard. They're just relying on the Doom to basically pick off someone, and if he doesn't, and they get the wall back up again. Right. Anyway, they have 67. They have 76% on the point, so you know they've got a lot of point control here for EXO. They've got a lot of point control for EXO. I'm just saying. Just saying.
In this position, it's so hard. Backbone being the initiator right here. Yikes wanted no business with that, especially with that Ant Matrix gonna be matching, and British Hurricane have now lost 3. Vestola's gonna go down, get demeched, and
Window catches them off guard there, unfortunately. But I think London are clever. I think I keep calling them London. Am I correct that they didn't invest anything? I'll just go all the way back to the start of this. So they use beat and they use window, and the only thing Skype used was window, but they forced out beat. So honestly, if you're Hurricane, you actually take this, like, because you forced out their beat, and that's a huge ultimate for them to lose. And again, because this fight happens here and not on the point, right? Because it happens here and not over there where the point is, they have to still move to the point and capture the point, which is going to give a little bit more percentage on here, right? And all that's happened here is British Hurricane, they've eked out the percentage and they've made the beat come out from the other team. They've forced out what's important. Sorry. I've seen this, yep. So I take point. We're now at 80% to 64%. Things are getting tight. EXO looks like they're going to take this first map. Yeah, I agree. Backbone, well, look at where Fuki's playing. He's playing at the low ground because he wants to try and capture someone coming through here. Oh. So this is... what is Specs doing? God. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm getting so triggered at how shit this Doom is. I mean, not him as a player, just this pick. So I mean, look at here. Fuki's a clever boy. Fuki's hiding down here. He knows that British Hurricane are going to come through the right side. He wants to capture someone off. He gets the best possible target, which is Sky Ripper. Sky Ripper is their Baptiste. You get rid of the Baptiste. You get rid of the Immortality Field. That means that you can literally chunk down the tanks. However, saying that, Sparker just retaliates and instantly kills him. The problem is here is Yiquids uses his ult, his May ult, and his May wall here. If I show you, I think he puts his May wall there, and he uses his May ult, and he encapsulates White Noise. So White Noise is gone. So at this point, you lose Fuki, and use White Noise, which is quite a fair point. Backbone's fucking useless. Smex is doing his usual thing, which is at the back trying to shoot people, so he's useless. Yeah. Dollar gets caught out somehow. He's really trying though. I've got to give it to Smex. He can't do anything. There's just no Mei here. I mean, what was Backbone's at the back there, and he's demecking the D.Va. And he's dead on the floor because he just did nothing in the fight. Yeah. It is 99% to 60 to 70%. So this is one last fight for Oblivione, and they have a shit ton of ults on the board, so they can win this. It's winnable. Hurricane have to play perfectly now for the next 30%, which is 30 seconds, by the way. But for the next 30%, they've got to play perfectly. 20
Going
seconds now.
in and trying to play forward when you aren't going to be able to immediately invest in ultimate is probably going to catch them off guard again with back mode just sending it into their back
15
line
seconds. This is
as
it.
they
Last
know
fight,
they
pretty
have some
much.
things in store for them. Great drop back. Much
Hang
better.
on
Much better.
a minute. So Fuki uses his Deadeye here on the side. He wants to try and catch any players that are rotating in this big white room here. White Noise uses Shatter, which you're about to see what that's going to do. Smex, I presume, just use Bomb that caught no one out. So Fuki and Smex are just making space at this point. The problem is I haven't found shit with either of those abilities, either of those ultimates, which means that this opens up for probably Bomb from Vistola on British Hurricane to make some space. They've got Beat from Admiral, which means... I mean, here's the thing that's going to make... Unfortunately, here's the problem that I see here, is ultimately Ex-Oblivione do not have Lucio Beat, and British Hurricane do. And Ex-Oblivione have no damage, because Backbone's not doing shit. Fuki's going to probably get nothing with his Deadeye. And all I see here is London, British Hurricane with a Beat, and with Bomb, and with Mabel's, which equals GG. What the fuck? White Noise uses his Rhine Shatter and hits Diva, which means I mean, that's just this shit thing to shatter because Diva's got 600 health. You're not killing that anytime soon. Health is on the outside. Here. Oh my god. You know what? I think I know what's happened here. The Mabel's here, right? You can kind of see it. Let me kind of draw it for you. Hopefully you can see that. That's the That's a shit drawing, Darren. Do it in 3D so people can get an idea. Look, that's the Mabel, right? Yeah? Whatever. That's the Mabel. Yeah. And in here at the moment is like a few players from Ex-Oblivione. Let's just do blobs. Right? I think what's happened here is Helv wanted to come round. He was going to say, yo, Yiquids, drop wall. And then he was going to shatter them, catch them off guard. Because it was going to be like, wall breaks, they get shattered. Oh no. Instead, what happens is he just leaves his team and walks outside and drops down the hole. Look at him go. Fucking hell. Okay, I did say to you guys that Helv is okay. And look at him, look at Backbone, he's going to go for the insta-punch kill, but he can't because there's an immortality field, so he doesn't get it. Oh, he misses. Oh, Dollar knocked him off. That's good from Dollar. I mean, he still would have... I don't know what the fuck he was doing out there. He would have died to Fuki, sure. Anyway. And... Oh my god, and... Admiral puts down the beat, which means that Skyripa survives that. Yeah, it's done. Both of them lose their Rhines, but the problem is literally Explevier. I mean, look, Fuki's about to fucking go. Yeah, it's done. Done. Dollar's just trying to knock someone off at this point, because they've lost this. Specs gets Skyripa finally, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Yiquids is so bloody good. He hit like 3 headshots with the Mei that game. Fair enough. And at this point, it's done. Ex-Oblivione are just going to try and do anything to win, stall. It's GG. Did he hit anyone with the shatter? Nope. Beautiful shots from Sparker. Oh. Oh, that wall! This is what I'm on about, that fucking wall. Look at this wall. Look at this wall. Sorry, I sound like I'm having an orgasm. Smex, Yiquids can see that he's just used his boosters, and therefore Smex knows, well, you have to walk for the rest of the way now. Have a wall in your face, bitch. And as we will see with the wall, he can't get through that wall. Look at that wall. Smex can't get through. Not that anything was going to happen. Literally all of Ex-Oblivione are dead. And the balls respawned all the way over there, so it was GG anyway. And it's done. and British Hurricane take the first map of 6 maps.
They win this first map of the series in our first grand finals of the season.
Yes. Okay, so as you can already tell, I'm going to leave it here because this is a 1 hour video. A little bit aggressive for my liking. Sorry, brain catching up with words. Sorry, I say a little long for my liking, but I just want to give you guys an in-depth idea of what analysis is about. Um, so even though it's like a 15-minute map, I just thought I wanted to make it so that you understand the meta, the teams in play. That was a whole 20 minutes, so this video is actually only 40 minutes long. So I've turned what was it, like a 15-minute thing into about 2-3 times the length, which seems pretty fair. And I think remarks, I would say, if you're watching this from the Hurricane point of view, POV, is Vistola caught himself out in position a few times, but that's fine. He's getting a bit of synergy. Again, I can't tell whether that's Vistola or whether that's Helv. Helv is playing very aggressively sometimes. He's being a bit of a silly boy. Um, I mean, what the fuck was he doing there at the end? Skyripper and Admiral are absolutely amazing. They're doing really good in these games. Skyripper's not really flashy. Admiral's doing the big carries here, but Skyripper's fine. He's doing okay. He's not doing anything wrong or nothing good. Oh, that's not true. It sounds bad when I say nothing good. As in, like, he's not doing anything amazing, but he's definitely not being bad. He's just doing what he needs to do. Admiral's carrying. He's doing amazing with his beats and his damage output and his boops and everything on the Lucio. As I said, Vistola is pretty. He's actually very good. It's just he's just being out of position, and again, that might be Hell's fault, not necessarily his fault. Again, we're very early very early on here. Um, Sparker is just good, and Vistola's. Sorry, not Vistola. Yiquids has been impressing me so much. His Maywalls, everything about Yiquids has been incredible. This first map, honestly, really impressive from Yiquids here. And overall on Oblivione, I mean, Fuki's doing some good things. I like what Fuki's doing. He's playing very intelligently. I think Fuki's really carrying Oblivione well. Considering going up against Sparker, that's very hard to do. Backbone's doing absolutely fuck all on the Doom. He's just feeding his ass off. Um, what can I say? White Noise is doing well. I think he's doing better, strange way, than Helv. He's just getting team diffed because they're not playing as well. Helv is just feeding, to be honest. Smex is doing well as well. It's just unfortunately again, the Doom's not doing anything for them. They need to change off his Doom. Um, and I can't really say much more for the rest. Slay's doing bloody well. Slay is the opposite of Skyripper. He's playing very aggressively. Um, I think honestly the only diff here that I'm seeing is the Mei. Yiquids is just carrying this game. It's genuinely a Yiquids and Admiral Raptor's diff. Dollar is doing okay with the boops, but boops are boops. They're just flashy, nichey things to boop someone off the map. But the actual important plays here, it is definitely Yiquids on that Mei, on British Hurricane, and it's definitely Admiral Raptor, or Admiral as he goes by now, on the Lucio. And maybe I might do another map, I don't know. Oh, I'm definitely doing Route 66 because Route 66 is a really fucking good map. But we'll do Route 66 in a separate recording. I just want to upload this one, get this one out there. Route 66, spoilers is where Oblivione take a map, make the series a 1-1. Again, we're not doing the whole 4-2 series, but I like Route 66 because it's not playing the meta and it's playing something really interesting. And you get to see how they actually dismantle, dissect British Hurricane, which I think is pretty cool. It's pretty hard to dissect a team like British Hurricane as well. And it's one of the places that EXO go to throughout this entire tournament this month. So yeah, we'll have a look at that next. So far, so good.